Yeah. So as I explained, the first kind of task that is of our focus is the opinion task, where your examiner or there's a precise fact given first. You'll be presented a fact, and then you'll be asked to how much extent do you agree or disagree to this, or simply they'll ask you how what is your opinion on this, do you agree or do you disagree. So this question is plainly asking you your opinion, and you are supposed to give your opinion. You cannot just say the advantages or disadvantages of that fact. That is not what they wanted to know. They exactly wanted to know, do you agree or do you disagree. So a typical example I'm going to state now. Today, the high sales of popular consumer goods reflect the power of advertising and not the real needs of the society in which they are sold. To what extent do you agree or disagree? This is the question. Plainly they are asking this. They are not saying what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, or how can you prevent this, how can you avoid this. No, that is not they're asking. They're asking what is your opinion on this issue. This is analyzing an issue plainly. It's not argument also. It's not even telling you to support or go against something. Plainly asking you how much you extent you agree or disagree. You give your opinion to this particular topic. So once more, the topic is very simple today. That's currently the high sales of popular consumer goods. The goods that are being sold in the market right now reflect the power of advertising and not the real needs of society in which they are sold. So the sales of goods, the increased sales of goods is due to the advertising effect rather than actual needs of the society. The society are blindly following advertising and going and purchasing stuff rather than what they actually need. This is the nutshell, or this is the crack of the question. So first thing is you have to crack the fact. You should brainstorm. What exactly are they telling? This could have been interpreted in many other ways. You can say that there is an increase in the consumer goods sold due to advertising, and actual not the real need society is what they are telling very precisely. And if you can interpret in other ways, like you can say like the increase in goods is due to advertising, and also societies are lacking money to buy what they want. Many ways you can actually interpret this, but please first of all understand what this is telling. There are two sides to this. One is the actual sales of goods is due to advertising and not due to the real needs of society. This is a fact they are telling. This is a background statement. This is something they are telling based on something else. You don't know. There's not two sides to it. It's not telling like the increased sales of goods due to advertising. However, some other people believe that it is due to their actual needs. Discuss both these. It is not told like that. It's telling a very clear one-sided statement. Increased sales in good due to advertising, and it is not reflecting the real needs of society. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Very plain. Just very openly asking your opinion on this. Give reasons for your answer. That is when you have to justify your opinion. Include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. If you have your knowledge or experience, or you can even give some disguised examples or something. You can give one or two examples. Don't need to stuff your passage with examples. Use at least 250 words. Do not exceed 325 or 330 words. Try to keep your task to essay within 330 words. This is possible. If you see this, I know that this is a mirror image. You can very clearly see my whole essay is in a single page. This is a one A4 size page. This is the question actually. And there starts this is my introduction. This is my body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3, and finally conclusion. Okay, so that is the structure of my essay, and this is very important. You maintain this structure in all your essays, because if you don't do this, then you're going to get a big problem. So I'm going to tell you once more how to crack this. Okay, the agree disagree task or the opinion task is clearly asking you an opinion. You can crack this in multiple ways. Once, you can take a one-sided approach. You can completely agree or completely disagree. Don't just sway between the both. You can either completely agree to this or you can completely disagree to this. This is one approach. This is called as one-sided approach. Another approach is balanced approach. You're kind of agreeing to it on some condition. However, on some other conditions, you are disagreeing. That does not mean you are supporting both. That is not what disagree task is supposed to do. Balanced task opinion or balanced side approach is not taking that stance where you are telling that increased sales of goods is due to advertising. Also, it can be due to real need society. No, that is not what they are asking. They are asking a balanced opinion. If you are adopting a balanced opinion, you must make sure you must say that the increase for some of the items, advertising is the reason why people are going and buying stuff. However, for some other items, It is indeed not advertising, and actual needs are dictating it. In this way, this is what they want your opinion on. You cannot say that, yes, I agree as well as I disagree. That is not balanced approach. That is a stupid approach. Balanced approach is you should say under what conditions you agree and under what conditions you disagree to this. That is called as a balanced approach. But people usually try to adopt a completely biased approach because it is easier to crack. You don't need to think on what conditions, where to, all these things may be confusing for you. You can avoid that by adopting a one-sided approach. So I request you also, that is Cheddar, to adopt a one-sided approach, because I feel that is easy to crack. Even though you may feel it is stupid, like it can have a balanced approach. It's not always true to have one-sided approach, but sometimes it's easy for your essay to do so. So collect points supporting one side and write it down. Next step is to identify the structure. That's very important. So once you know the question, once you know what type of question it is, it's an opinion task, you have to give your opinion. Please paraphrase what exactly it is asking. You can paraphrase like, increase sales of consumer goods due to advertising and not actually due to societal needs. This is paraphrasing the question, the fact. I completely agree to this. Please keep this in your mind, because this is what is your opinion is. Of course, you may disagree to it, or you can say, I agree to this for certain items. However, for some other items, I disagree. This is a balanced approach. Or I completely disagree to this. That is also one-sided approach, but you're disagreeing totally. But whatever you adopt, please make sure you have at least 3 main supporting points. 3 main points. Minimum. Then you go about choosing either side. So brainstorm. Don't jump into writing the essay in your IELTS task. Of course, you have 40 minutes with you. Initial 5 minutes, according to me, should be devoted for brainstorming. That is understanding the question, understanding the type of essay. Immediately write down or paraphrase in your mind that what exactly the fact is in your own words, so that you know what you are tackling. Then write whether you completely agree or completely disagree, or taking a balanced approach. Once you fix on this, start brainstorming. This is how I adopt nowadays in my essay. Brainstorming is very simple. For this particular question, I am choosing a one-sided approach. I am completely agreeing to this, because I found I can have some more points in this. Of course, I have more points in balanced approach, but I did not go for disagreeing, because I felt immediately if I agree, I can give some insights. So choose accordingly, choose wisely, because halfway through the essay, you cannot go back and make it balanced approach, or disagreeing or agreeing completely. That is just useless, because once you brainstorm, put that points. Now, so once you fix the question, once you analyze the task, next is to brainstorm. So first point, what you do is you take a piece of rough paper, start writing in your answer sheet. You can have an answer sheet in the IELTS writing task, you can write on that also. First point, you can say something like, I have also given. So when you brainstorm, you should say main topic points. That is, before that, you should know the structure of your essay. I'm sorry, before that, I should tell about the structure. Your structure of essay basically consists of 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph is an introductory paragraph. The second paragraph is a body paragraph number 1. Third paragraph is body paragraph number 2. And fourth paragraph is body paragraph number 3. And the final paragraph is a conclusion. Do not exceed 5 paragraphs. 2 paragraphs are introduction and conclusion, and 3 are your body paragraph. And these 3 body paragraphs, each body paragraph should contain 1 main topic point and its supporting points. So one body paragraph will deal with a unique, completely different main topic point, and then subsidiary supporting point supporting this main point. Second body paragraph contains some other main topic point and some other supporting point supporting this topic point, and third will contain some other topic point. Please make it sure that all these 3 are unique main topic points. Please do not write similar points and distribute in a paragraph. That will just take your score away. That will break your coherency and cohesion score. For coherency and correction, each paragraph should be unique. Each paragraph should flow uniformly from top to bottom, and all should contain separate headings. Okay, headings means heading points. So in my case, what I've adopted is, of course, first you go with introduction. I'll go in the order. First is you decide your topics. What are you going to include in your 3 body paragraphs? So each body paragraph should correspond to 1 topic. So I've chosen the first topic as beauty products. That is, people have a tendency to buy a lot amount of beauty products, okay, just because of advertising. They are not actually buying them due to real needs, but they are blindly buying it due to advertising. So this is the first body point. So I actually brainstormed this. I wrote first in my rough paper when I was writing this essay. I wrote beauty products are brought due to advertising. Then I wrote the and immediately you please write the supporting points. Don't just write the body and go to the next body paragraph. Immediately write the supporting points. A lot of amount of advertisements are there in this current scenario. People are attracted because they want to become more and more beautiful, and hence they blindly buy them without actually needing them because of false promises. This is one main supporting point, totally should be different from a second point. And the second point is I will load with respect to television, mobile phones, which depend a lot on advertisements. So second, my topic point, which will come in my second body paragraph, is television, gadgets, mobile phones. All mobile phones totally based on advertisement. So people are enticed in buying the later versions of these gadgets, even though they own a perfectly working, conditioned old ones. That is just their way to buy new ones. So this I'll elaborate in my second body paragraph. And third paragraph is fitness products. So there are a lot amount of fitness products which are advertised in this market based promising immediate results without much effort. So this is in fact false promises. People adopt this thinking it is easier way out. However, traditional methods always work the best. They are not realizing this and they end up buying it without actual needs just because of advertising. Okay, then I go to my conclusion where I conclusion introduction I'll tell you later, but body paragraphs are 3 different paragraphs, each corresponds to 3 different topics and each elaborating upon that topic. Should have a flow. Don't just write first topic as, for example, in my case, first topic is beauty products. Don't go to second paragraph and again say that beauty products are used nowadays a lot by women in the hope that they become more beautiful. Because you should have included that in the first paragraph itself. You cannot keep on writing the same and same in all the paragraphs. It just affects your coherence and cohesion. So to get a good score in task response, if they're asking you an opinion task, please give your opinion. That is what they are asking you to do. Don't write advantage and disadvantage of this, or don't just describe the phenomena. That is not what they want. They will exactly ask you in another kind of a question what they want. Now the most important, introduction paragraph. Introduction, what you want to do? It's very simple. Introduction should consist of your background statement followed by your opinion. That's it. You don't need to give a lot like in old times advertisements were not existing. People used to buy stuff based on their real needs. Nowadays there are a lot of no. That is not what they're telling. Background statement is very simple. You just paraphrase the question. The fact given in the question, you just paraphrase and write it down. Just write exactly the same. No need to even bring any other information like in the early centuries, advertisements were non-existent. Nothing. That's not what background statement means. Background statement is you are just reintroducing your question in your own words, showing your capability of paraphrasing and vocabulary. For example, now it's told today the high sales of popular consumer goods reflect the power of advertising and not the real needs of society in which they are sold. This is the background statement given in the IELTS question. You don't copy the same, you won't get any marks. That just shows you don't have vocabulary and you don't have range. To portray your range with words, to portray your lexicon resource, you have to paraphrase the same sentence in your own words and write it down. That should be the first sentence in your whole passage. How I have phrased, I'll tell you. These days, there has been a considerable rise in the purchase of goods by consumers through advertisements, thereby leading to people buying things that are actually not needed by them. See, I've just paraphrased this in my own words. For currently or today, I've replaced with these days. Then they told sales of popular consumer goods are high sales. So I've made that there's been instead of high sales of consumer goods, I've told there has been a considerable rise in the purchase of goods. See, sales of goods, purchase of goods. I have shown my range of vocabulary. I have shown my lexicon resource by paraphrasing the whole sentence in my words. That is what is sufficient. It does not mean that IELTS asks you to paraphrase each and every words. No. Considerable rise in the purchase of goods. I not replace goods with something else. Consumer goods, goods. Goods is there. Goods by consumers, consumer goods. See, I have not replaced all that. But the nutshell meaning should remain the same. At the same time, you should show your ability to paraphrase. This should be your first sentence in introduction and it is called as background statement. Please make sure this is very important. You have to write first the background statement. The background statement, again I'm stressing, is not something like you're bringing some statistics like in the past scenarios there has been 20% rise in advertisement sales. Nowadays people are buying what they actually need. No, that is not what they want. You just need to paraphrase your question and write it down. Your work is done. The second sentence in the introductory paragraph should be your opinion. That is called as thesis statement. That is, you're going to write a thesis. And what is your thesis basically telling? It is giving your opinion. That's it. It is not asking opinion of someone next to you. It's not asking opinion of general population in your society. It is not asking opinion of the president. It is asking opinion of you. To what extent do you agree or disagree? That should be the next step. So next I have written, I feel that the increased sales of consumer goods are brought about by advertisements rather than people's actual needs. See, that is my opinion. So when the examiner reads this, immediately he knows, okay, this guy has adopted a one-sided agreement approach. He has not gone for a balanced approach. He has not gone for a disagreement approach. It's very clearly, he has mentioned that I feel, that is, it's my opinion, I feel that the increased sales of consumer goods are brought about by advertisement rather than people's actual needs. I'm not telling like I disagree. I don't feel that advertisements are the cause of consumer goods sales. I feel that advertisements cause the increased sales of goods and not the real needs of society. If I told like I feel that the consumer goods increase in consumer goods sales are due to advertisements in some products, however for some other products they are actually buying due to their needs, it will be a balanced approach. So the examiner will know, okay, this guy is going to go with a balanced approach. The first paragraph will give the examiner a clear idea about what you are intending to do in the passage. You should stick on to this. If you divert from this, your task response score will go down. Your coherent cohesion will go down if you don't have unique points in your body paragraphs. You understood how the points are being graded now. So please make sure the first paragraph, you give your background statement, which is just a paraphrasing of your introduction, and you give your thesis statement, which is just your opinion. That is, you're agreeing completely, you're disagreeing completely, you're giving your balanced approach. Then I have written 3 body paragraphs. I'll send this essay to you. You can read through my explanation, what I mean by this. I'm not going to read the body paragraphs, but just very clearly I have already explained. The first body paragraph, the first sentence will just tell about the main topic number 1, telling about beauty products and how it is affected. That is tell in one sentence. Then I'm going to explain on that how the advertisements are causing an increase in the sales of beauty products. That I've explained. So only one case I will read out. In the current scenario, you see I've used a connector there. In the current scenario, in these days, on this days, currently, nowadays, these are starting of a paragraph and it's bringing about a light, like you're telling to focus right now. In the current scenario, people have a huge tendency to buy beauty products which are highly publicized through a myriad amount of advertisements. So I've used a range of vocabulary. I've used myriad, it's a good vocabulary word. I've used tendency, I've used publicized. These are all good vocabulary. You may think these are common words. No, these are not common words. These are good vocabulary. So people have a huge tendency to buy beauty products which are highly publicized through a myriad amount of advertisements. See, that is the first topic. So the examiner knows, okay, the guy is telling something about beauty products and how they are publicized, which leads to people buying it. This is what he's going to elaborate now. Now the examiner will see whether he supported it through his supporting points. This in turn creates fascinations in the minds of people in the hope that they would become more attractive. Okay, the examiner knows, okay, so it's creating fascination. The advertisements creates fascinations in people's mind, thus leading them to thinking that they would become more attractive. Now I'm given an example. For example, a large variety of face creams are touted on the pretext of becoming fairer. Touted means advertised. Another good vocabulary word. So I'm giving an example to support that statement. I first told a topic statement, then I told that this will lead to fascinations in minds of people thinking they'll become more attractive. Then immediately I'm giving an example. For example, face creams. The main purpose of face creams is to become fairer. That's how they're being touted. Hence, even without actual needs, people purchase them solely due to advertising. See? Understood? So even without actual needs, people are buying it due to advertising. I've concluded it in a very, very suitable way. I've started with my main topic 1. I told what it leads to. I gave an example and I told hence people are buying it because they want to become more and more beautiful and hence they are just buying it without actually needing it. Similarly, I've gone to the second. When I go to the second paragraph, you write a connector like moreover or in addition to this, besides, although, Even though, if use a proper connector and then I've connected with a moreover because I'm supporting all these points. So you see there's a coherence. When I go from top to bottom, the examiner sees a coherence. I forgot to tell you, this particular essay I've sent for the examiner and I got an 8.5 overall. So I'm pretty happy for this score because this is the first time I'm getting 8.5 from an examiner. So this is by adopting that particular examiner strategy, I've written this essay, and this is very simple because it's so short. Before I used to write 2-3 pages, it's so short. I spend more time now organizing my ideas and brainstorming and then writing down, because that is what is more important. So the second paragraph is second point, which is gadgets. Third paragraph is fitness product. Again, the third paragraph will elaborate because one more example. Significant rise in the sales of popular fitness products can also be attributed due to the power of advertising. So immediately examiner knows, okay, the guy is gonna elaborate on sale of fitness products and how it is only due to advertising and not due to actual needs. Let me see. So it can be due to actual needs, but my point of view is what I am explaining, and that should be coherent. That's important. Okay, that is an important thing. In other words, see, I'm elaborating that points. In other words, several of these products guarantee sudden reduction in weight loss without any severe effort. Despite such false promises, see how well I'm connecting it from one sentence to another sentence. In first sentence, I wrote about the main topic. Then I wrote, in other words, several of these products guarantee sudden reduction in weight loss without any severe effort. Then I went to despite such false promises. That is, in spite of these false promises, people purchase them, presuming it to be an easier way of getting fit. Though traditional weight loss techniques are more effective in the long run. So, even though such false promises exist, people are even buying it because the advertisement are telling that they will become much thinner in a very quick time and without much effort. This in turn leads to people buying them without any actual need. See, I've again concluded it, explaining it, telling that how does fitness products advertising actually is leading to people buying it without really needing it. I'm bringing it, everything I'm bringing it, connecting it like this. First I'll see a main topic, then I'll see the relevant supporting points to it, and I'll end it by telling how exactly I'm justifying it. So each paragraph I've given 3 different unique points, and each points I've elaborated with 3 to 4 supporting points and telling the examiner why I believe my opinion is valid. Lastly, conclusion. Now, the examiner should know next you're going to conclusion. So you can just plainly write in conclusion, or to recapitulate, or to summarize, comma. I strongly opine that people get coaxed towards buying many consumer goods solely based on advertisements, even without any actual reason of buying them. In the conclusion, the first sentence should be your opinion, paraphrased again, in a very strong view. The first introduction, you gave your opinion in a milder view. You're telling, I agree to this. Then you're going to give a strong, you're going to punch it. You're going to telling that I strongly opine. Like, I don't just opine now. I strongly opine that people get coaxed towards buying many consumer goods solely based on advertisements, even without any actual reason of buying them. Nonetheless, this is creating a society lacking ability to purchase the goods that they actually need and avoiding spendthrift expenditure. The last